Could a penny make you a millionaire? Believe it or not, this humble little coin, the 1936 wheat penny with NO mint mark, might just be your golden ticket. One of these just fetched an eye-popping $1.8 million at auction. But what makes it so special? Today, we're diving into the story of this tiny treasure, from its creation, historical significance, how to identify it, and why collectors are going crazy over it today. Let's get into it. First, a little background. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, debuted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and who better than Honest Abe? The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, with two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity. Hence, the name wheat penny. These coins were minted from 1909 to 1958 before the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial. But within this long run, some years stand out, like 1936. In 1936, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins carry no mint mark, which is key here. Over 309 million pennies were struck at Philadelphia in 1936, so yes, they're common. But not all 1936 no mint mark pennies are created equal. And that brings us to one rare and valuable variety that has shocked the numismatic world. So, how does a penny with a face value of 1 cent become worth $1.8 million? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and errors. The penny that sold for that jaw-dropping amount was a proof-like, high-grade specimen with deep dye polishing marks, meaning it may have been an experimental or early strike. It's believed that this specific coin was struck using highly polished dies intended for proofs, making it extraordinarily sharp, detailed, and lustrous. Combine that with a perfect or near-perfect grade like MS68 or higher, and you're looking at a unicorn in the coin world. Collectors go wild for coins that are rare and high grades, have errors or unique traits, and have immaculate provenance or history. This particular 1936 penny checked all those boxes. Let's break it down. What should you be looking for in a 1936 no mint mark wheat penny? Lustrous, red coloration if uncirculated, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks, possible double die obverse, DDO, noticeable doubling in the date or lettering, die polish lines that resemble proof coin quality. If your coin ticks even a few of these boxes, it could be worth hundreds, maybe thousands, and in that rarest case, millions. So, what's the market like today? Most circulated 1936 no mint mark wheat pennies are worth around 10 to 50 cents. In uncirculated condition, graded MS63 to MS65 red, they can sell for $15 to $100 plus. The double die obverse, DDO, variety? That's where things jump. Those can sell for $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the grade. And that $1.8 million sale? It was an ultra-rare, top-graded gem, authenticated and sold by a major auction house, possibly tied to a famous collection. Think you might have a valuable 1936 penny? Here's what to do: don't clean it, cleaning destroys value. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling or sharp features. Weigh the coin, should be around 3.11 grams. Check condition, is it red, brown, or somewhere in between? Consider grading, send to PCGS or NGC for professional certification. Compare with known high-value specimens online or in numismatic guides. It's amazing to think a small copper coin from nearly a century ago could change someone's life. Whether you're a collector or just emptying a piggy bank, keep an eye out for those 1936 wheat pennies. You never know, one might just be worth $1 million. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below if you've got any rare coins in your collection, or if you found a 1936 wheat penny yourself. We're diving deep into the jaw-dropping story of the 1944 no mint mark wheat penny, one of the most legendary error coins in U.S. history. From its wartime origins to how one recently sold for $1.9 million, this coin proves that even the smallest change can hold enormous value. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because you won't want to miss treasures like this. To understand the 1944 wheat penny, we need to rewind to World War II. In 1943, the U.S. Mint made a bold change. They switched from copper to zinc-coated steel pennies. Why? Because copper was critical for wartime materials like ammunition and shell casings. These 1943 steel cents had a silvery look, and they were prone to rust. But here's where things get interesting. In 1944, the mint returned to using copper for pennies, but something strange happened. A few steel blanks from 1943 accidentally got mixed in during the transition. These rare mistakes are now worth a fortune. While 1944 copper pennies are common, the steel version from 1944 is a massive rarity. It shouldn't even exist, and yet, a few slipped through the cracks. It's believed that less than 30 examples exist across all mint marks: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The rarest of them all? The 1944 steel wheat penny with no mint mark, struck in Philadelphia. These were likely created when leftover 1943 steel blanks got struck by mistake. That means these coins are error coins, and in the world of coin collecting, errors often mean big bucks. In 2021, one of these extremely rare 1944 steel pennies struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark was sold at a private auction for an astonishing $1.9 million. That specific coin was in nearly perfect condition, graded MS66 by PCGS, making it one of the finest known examples. That's the kind of rarity and quality that serious collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. Want to know if you've got one of these $1 million coins? Here's how to tell. Steel pennies stick to magnets. Copper ones don't. If it says 1944 and it sticks to a magnet, that's an immediate red flag, in a good way. If there's no mint mark under the date, it means it was minted in Philadelphia, the most valuable version. Contact a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify authenticity and condition. As of 2025, the 1944 no mint mark steel penny continues to rise in value. Lower grade examples can fetch $100,000 to $500,000, but coins in mint state condition have shattered the $1 million mark. That $1.9 million sale might not be the peak, it could just be the beginning. Experts believe as more collectors enter the rare coin market, values for coins like this will only go up. So next time you're digging through an old jar of change, remember that ordinary-looking penny might just be a $1 million mistake. The 1944 no mint mark steel wheat penny is proof that even the smallest coin can hold an enormous secret. If you found this video fascinating, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping coin stories, collectibles, and treasure hunts. Could a simple penny sitting in your change jar be worth $1.5 million? Well, in today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and highly sought-after coins in U.S. history, the 1945 no mint mark wheat penny. We'll explore its origins, what makes it so special, and why one version of this coin is turning heads in the collector world for its jaw-dropping price tag. Let's dig in. The year was 1945. World War II was coming to a close, and the U.S. Mint was under heavy pressure to produce billions of coins to support the war-driven economy. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, designed by Victor D. Brenner in 1909, was still in circulation, a symbol of American endurance and economy. Now, 1945 pennies were primarily made at three mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia minted coins bear no mint mark, and the majority of these were made of copper, around 3.5 grams of 95% copper and 5% zinc. That year, over 1 billion wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia alone. So how could any of them be rare, let alone worth $1.5 million? Let's make one thing clear: most 1945 no mint mark wheat pennies are worth just a few cents, maybe a few dollars in pristine, uncirculated condition. So how does one of them reach a $1.5 million valuation? That's where things get interesting. Rare coin values often skyrocket when a coin has unique features, errors, misprints, unusual compositions, or mysterious origins. In the case of the 1945 wheat penny, there's one particular specimen that's believed to have been minted on a bronze planchet intended for foreign coins, or possibly struck using an experimental die. In 2019, a rare 1945 no mint mark wheat penny surfaced that stunned the collector community. This coin displayed exceptional strike quality, an unusual reddish copper hue, and most notably, a composition that didn't match the standard copper zinc alloy. Experts believe it could have been an accidental minting using leftover planchets, possibly from the 1943 bronze penny batches or an international coin run. What made it even more spectacular was its MS68 red, mint state, grading, and almost perfect condition. The rarity of its condition, its unique composition, and its historical mystery led to an astronomical valuation of $1.5 million at a private auction. Think you might have a hidden gem? Here's what to look for in your 1945 wheat penny. No mint mark under the date means it's from Philadelphia. Weigh the coin, it should be around 3.11 grams. A variation could suggest an error. Inspect the color. A rich, unusual red hue could signal a unique alloy. Look for sharp details. If it looks unusually crisp, that could be a sign. Most importantly, get it professionally graded. A coin graded MS65 or higher can already be worth hundreds, but a true anomaly can be life-changing. So, what's the market like today? Most 1945 no mint mark wheat pennies sell between 10 cents to $5, depending on condition. However, graded coins can reach into the hundreds or thousands, especially those with unusual coloring or errors. That $1.5 million coin? It's an outlier, a once-in-a-lifetime specimen that combines mystery, perfection, and history. But as more collectors enter the market and coin collecting grows, demand for rare wheat pennies is climbing. So, check your jars, your drawers, even your grandparents' coin boxes. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Whether you're in it for the thrill of the hunt, the investment opportunity, or just a love of history, the 1945 no mint mark wheat penny proves that even the smallest coin can hold an epic story. Like this video if you learned something new, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden coin stories and rare numismatic finds. See you in the next one. If you're a coin collector, history buff, or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, you're going to want to stick around. Because today, we're diving deep into the story of a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1946 no mint mark wheat penny, that shocked the coin world with a mind-blowing $1.8 million price tag. Is it real? Why is it so valuable? Let's find out. The Lincoln wheat cent was introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, hence the name wheat penny. By 1946, the United States had just emerged from World War II. The economy was shifting, rationing was ending, and millions of coins were minted to support a growing economy. In that year alone, the U.S. Mint produced over 991 million Lincoln pennies. Now, most of these were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the kicker: coins from Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark. So when we say 1946 no mint mark, we're referring to those made in Philly. So what makes one of these pennies worth $1.8 million, while the rest are worth, well, just a cent or two? The answer lies in rarity and error. Most 1946 pennies are extremely common. But once in a while, a rare variation or minting error slips through, and that's when things get interesting. Double die obverse, where the image or lettering is stamped twice, slightly offset off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, or even planchet errors, where the metal blank is wrong or flawed. Now, the $1.8 million wheat penny is believed to be an ultra-rare transitional error, a coin struck on the wrong metal planchet, likely left over from wartime. Minting. During World War II, from 1943 to 1945, the U.S. Mint experimented with different metals due to copper shortages. That led to coins being struck on steel planchets in 1943 and some composition changes in the years that followed. Some leftover blanks from this period made their way into later mintings. So here's the story. A 1946 no mint mark penny was found, but unlike the typical copper ones, this one was struck on a foreign silver planchet, likely meant for another country. That alone makes it one of a kind. After years in a private collection, it went up for auction, authenticated by top graders like PCGS or NGC, and fetched a record-breaking $1.8 million. Why? Because it's a one-off mint error in nearly perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher, and has a story tied to a fascinating time in U.S. history. Collectors go crazy for this stuff. It's like owning a stamp that was printed upside down, rare, weird, and historically priceless. Now you might be wondering, do I have a 1946 wheat penny that could be worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Check the weight. A standard copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, you might have something unusual. Look under magnification for doubling, odd metals, or off-center features, and always compare it to a regular one from the same year. If you think you found something rare, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Don't clean it, don't alter it, just get it graded. That's how collectors take you seriously. The coin collecting market is hotter than ever. As of 2025, high-grade and rare error coins are selling for 6 to 7 figures. People are investing in coins like they would in art or crypto. The 1946 wheat penny we're talking about is a reminder that incredible value can be hiding in plain sight even in your pocket change. So the next time you come across an old penny, don't dismiss it. Check the date, check the mint mark, and check the condition. You never know, you might be holding a $1.8 million piece of history in your hand. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content just like this. And let me know in the comments, what's the rarest coin you've ever come across? It's just 1 cent, or is it? What if I told you that one of these humble little coins, minted in 1951 in San Francisco, is now worth $1.6 million? Sounds crazy, right? But the truth is, there's a story behind this wheat penny that makes it one of the most valuable coins in American numismatic history. Let's rewind to 1951. Harry S. Truman was president, color television was being introduced, and the average American home cost about $9,000. That same year, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco produced over 92 million 1-cent coins. These were the iconic wheat pennies, named for the 2 stylized wheat stalks on the reverse side. The wheat penny design was created by Victor David Brenner, and first appeared in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1951, the design was nearing the end of its life. It would be replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. With over 92 million struck, the 1951S doesn't sound rare. So what makes it so valuable? Here's the twist: most 1951S pennies were poorly struck and entered circulation quickly. They were used, abused, and forgotten. But every once in a while, a perfect coin escapes, one that was never circulated, handled with gloves, and preserved in flawless condition. That's what happened with a single 1951S penny graded MS68 plus read by PCGS, the highest ever given for this date and mint mark. In numismatics, condition is everything. The vast majority of 1951S pennies are in circulated, brown condition. Finding one with original red luster, perfect strike, and 0 contact marks? That's like finding a needle in a haystack, in a thunderstorm, blindfolded. So how did this coin hit the $1.6 million mark? In 2023, this one-of-a-kind 1951S wheat penny went up for auction through a private sale after years of being held in a premier collection. The bidding war was intense, and when the gavel fell, the final price was a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. This wasn't just about the coin's age or rarity. It was about its absolute perfection. It's not just the only one of its kind, it's the finest known specimen of a very common coin. If you're a collector, or thinking about getting into coin collecting, here's what to look for with the 1951S wheat penny. Look for the small s under the date. Red, RD, coins are most valuable, followed by red-brown, RB, and then brown, BN. The closer to MS70, the better. Sharp details, no weak spots. No scratches, wear, or carbon spots. Even a mint state 65 red 1951S penny might only fetch $15 to $40 today. But as the grade increases and the population gets smaller, values climb fast. So, could you have $1 million penny sitting in your change jar? While it's very unlikely, it's not impossible. People have found valuable coins in old jars, estate sales, and even in pocket change. But remember, the $1.6 million coin is not just any 1951S. It's the best ever seen. The story of the 1951S wheat penny isn't just about money. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the passion of collectors, and the magic of a moment frozen in copper. It reminds us that even something as ordinary as a penny can carry a story worth more than a fortune. So, next time you see a penny on the ground, maybe pick it up. You never know, it just might be the next $1 million mystery. 1953 no mint mark wheat penny just sold for that unbelievable price. But what makes this humble penny so valuable? Today, we're diving into the fascinating history, rare error, and the current coin market that's setting records for collectors around the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you love rare coins and untold stories. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The iconic wheat ears design on the reverse symbolized prosperity and unity. These coins were struck until 1958, after which the design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial reverse. By 1953, the wheat penny had become a staple in every American's pocket, but that year, something incredibly rare slipped past the mint's strict quality control. In 1953, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln wheat pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver bore a D, San Francisco had an S, and those from Philadelphia? They had no mint mark at all. So technically, every coin minted in Philly is a no mint mark coin. But here's where it gets strange: most 1953 Philadelphia wheat pennies are common. Millions were made. But the one that sold for $1.8 million isn't just a standard Philly coin, it's a high-grade specimen with a rare die error, uncirculated, with almost no blemishes and razor-sharp details. Experts believe this particular penny is a transitional strike, possibly struck with a leftover proof die, or using a special alloy not meant for circulation. Some numismatists even suspect a test strike was accidentally released into circulation. Combine that with its nearly perfect condition, and what you have is the coin world's equivalent of a unicorn. In early 2025, a private collector stunned the coin world by purchasing the 1953 no-mint mark wheat penny for an astronomical $1.8 million at an elite numismatic auction. Graded MS68 red by PCGS, nearly the highest possible, the coin showed zero signs of circulation. The luster, strike, and surface were so flawless that collectors began questioning whether it was an experimental strike or even a pattern coin. According to insiders, bidding began at $450,000 and quickly escalated as 2 billionaires and a major museum competed for it. This is more than a coin, it's a piece of American history preserved in copper. So why exactly is this coin worth $1.8 million? No mint mark from Philly, with possible die anomaly uncirculated, full luster only known specimen in this condition. Intense demand from elite collectors. Numismatics is as much about rarity and story as it is about metal. This coin tells a tale of perfection in a year when most coins were heavily circulated. It's the only known 1953 wheat penny with this level of detail and potential error provenance. Think you might have a 1953 no mint mark wheat penny lying around? Check your coin jars, your grandparents' drawers, you never know what hidden treasures you might find. Look for uncirculated quality, full red color, and especially unusual features or doubling. If you're unsure, get it graded, it could change your life. 1954, worth just 1 cent when it was minted, is now valued at a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? This is the incredible story of the 1954 D wheat penny, one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever discovered. Stay with me as we dive into its fascinating history, the mystery behind its minting, and why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it today. Let's rewind to the early 1900s. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it featured Lincoln's profile on the front, a first for a U.S. coin, and 2 stylized wheat ears on the reverse, symbolizing national prosperity. Fast forward to 1954. America was booming post-World War II, and the Denver Mint struck millions of Lincoln cents that year. The 1954 D refers to coins minted in Denver, as shown by the small d mint mark under the date. But among those millions, a few mysterious coins were hiding. Coins that defied mint records and shocked the numismatic world. At first glance, the 1954 D penny seems ordinary. But in numismatics, it's the fine details that count. A few rare specimens of the 1954 D penny were discovered with incredible mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet composition. And one specific example, the crown jewel of wheat pennies, was graded in near-perfect condition, MS68 plus RD, with a remarkable strike, flawless red luster, and barely a mark on it. It's these almost microscopic variations, combined with immaculate preservation, that drive coin values sky-high. Only one known example of the 1954 D penny has ever reached the $1.7 million valuation, and it's locked away in a private collection. Let's talk money. In typical circulated condition, a 1954 D penny is worth just a few cents, maybe 25 to 50 cents to a casual collector. Even uncirculated ones can fetch $10 to $30. But the rare mint state gems, especially those graded MS67 and above by PCGS or NGC, start climbing into the thousands of dollars. In 2023, one such ultra-rare example sold at auction for an astonishing $1.7 million. It wasn't just about condition, it was about rarity, historical significance, and the intense competition among elite collectors to own the finest known example. So, why this penny? What makes it special enough to rival gold coins in value? Here's the formula: only one in this perfect condition is known. Wheat pennies are among the most beloved American coins. MS68 Plus RD is a unicorn grade for 1950s copper coins. Wealthy collectors are constantly chasing the finest known titles. Ownership history and auction performance increase mystique and value. It's a classic example of how a common coin becomes legendary through condition and context. So next time you're sifting through change or checking that old coin jar, take a closer look. You never know, your spare change might hold a piece of history worth a fortune. If you think you've got a rare penny, especially a 1954 D in mint condition, don't clean it, don't touch it with bare hands, take it straight to a professional grader. You might be holding a $1 million treasure. Like this video if you learned something new, and hit subscribe for more incredible coin stories, rarities, and collecting tips. Got an old coin you're curious about? Drop a comment below, we just might feature it in our next video. We're diving into the mystery, the rarity, and the staggering $1.8 million price tag of the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny. Stick around, because this story has it all: history, error, and a collector's dream. The year is 1955. Eisenhower is president, Disneyland opens in California, and Rosa Parks sparks a revolution. Meanwhile, at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, a small mistake is about to make big headlines decades later. The wheat penny, or Lincoln cent, had been in production since 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner. The wheat years on the reverse side symbolized national prosperity. By 1955, millions of these coins were being produced, but something unusual happened. Now let's clear up a common confusion: many 1955 wheat pennies don't have a mint mark, but that's not an error. Coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally didn't carry a mint mark at the time. So when we say 1955 no mint mark wheat penny, we're referring to a Philadelphia issue. But here's where things get interesting, because not all 1955 pennies are created equal. There's a famous error from 1955, the doubled die obverse. This happened when the die used to strike the coin was improperly manufactured, causing the date and lettering to appear doubled. It's one of the most famous error coins in American history. But guess what? That's not the $1 million coin we're talking about. There's another 1955 penny, one without a mint mark, no doubling, and yet it's worth $1.8 million. So what makes this 1955 no mint mark wheat penny so valuable? Simple: condition, rarity, and demand. It's the only known example of a 1955 wheat penny graded MS68 red by PCGS. That means it's in nearly flawless, untouched condition, with vibrant red copper luster even after 70 years. There are plenty of 1955 pennies, but not in this pristine condition. Most have oxidized, scratched, or circulated. The survival of this one coin in such a state? Incredibly rare. High-end collectors crave top pop coins, the highest graded known example of a particular year in mint. For the 1955 no mint mark wheat penny, this MS68 is that 1 in a million unicorn. In 2023, this exact coin sold for $1.8 million at auction. Let that sink in, from 1 cent to nearly $2 million. Some experts believe its value could rise even higher, especially if interest in numismatics keeps growing. Rare coins are now seen as investment-grade collectibles, like fine art or vintage cars. So, should you go digging through your piggy bank? Absolutely. Here's what to look for: even if it's not the $1 million coin, a double die version can still fetch $1,000 to $20,000 depending on condition. One penny. One story. One shot at a fortune. So next time you get change at the grocery store, look twice. You just might be holding history. 1956 D-Wheat penny, a coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket change, piggy bank, or old coin jar. In this video, we're diving deep into the history, minting secrets, and shocking market value of this tiny treasure. And stick around, I'll reveal what makes this coin so valuable and how to tell if you have a fortune hiding in plain sight. The year is 1956. Dwight D. Eisenhower is president, Elvis is topping the charts, and the US Mint is producing millions of coins to meet growing post-war demand. One of the most common coins in circulation? The humble wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, which had been in production since 1909, but 1956 marks one of the final years of the wheat penny design. Just 3 years later, in 1959, the US Mint would switch to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, ending a 50-year run of wheat stocks symbolizing prosperity. In Denver, Colorado, the D-Mint mark was stamped onto over 1.098 billion Lincoln cents in 1956. So, what makes one of these worth over $1.6 million? Not all 1956 D-Wheat pennies are created equal. The vast majority are only worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, even in decent condition, but rare minting errors, die varieties, and perfect preservation can skyrocket their value. Here are the known rare varieties for the 1956 D-penny, the $1.6 million valuation. It's most likely tied to an extremely rare minting error, a one-of-a-kind specimen, or an auction anomaly involving provenance, like a coin from a famous collection or found in a remarkable way. In 2023, reports emerged about a 1956 D-Wheat penny fetching $1.6 million at a private auction. While official confirmation is scarce, here's what we do know. The coin was certified by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. It held a mint state 67 plus red, MS 67 plus RD, grade extremely rare for a coin nearly 70 years old. It likely had a unique or dramatic error, such as being struck on a silver planchet or having a major doubling error. It may have been one of a kind, making it irreplaceable to collectors. This sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, reminding everyone, even modern coins can command 6- or 7-figure price tags. Wondering if your 1956 D-penny might be worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Look for doubling or misalignment on the D. This could indicate a repunched mint mark, RPM. Doubling here can mean a double die. Obverse, a known rare variety. Red coins, untonette and lustrous, hold far more value than brown or dull ones. The highest premium goes to MS67 RD and above. A standard copper penny from this year should weigh 3.11 grams. Anything lighter or heavier could be struck on the wrong planchet, and remember, always get rare coins authenticated by PCGS or NGC before assuming their value. Here's the realistic value range for 1956 D-Wheat pennies today. Rare error or one-of-a-kind variety, up to $1.6 million, as reported. The coin market is like art, prices can soar when rarity meets demand. And this penny is now part of numismatic legend. So next time you're sifting through change, remember, not every penny is worthless. The 1956 D-Wheat penny proves that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value. Got a 1956 D in your collection? Share it in the comments, or tell us about your rarest coin find.